A collector with a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. cards wanted to know what all of us want to know is, what is our collection actually worth? So what he decided to do was put in all of the serial numbers from the PSA cards that he had into the PSA app. And guess what? This card, yes, the PSA 10 San Bernardino Spirits Ken Griffey Jr. minor league card, didn't come up. And he was like, wait a minute, why is that? I own this card, I have it, it's PSA, it's got a serial number, why is it coming up? So he contacts PSA and says, hey guys, this card doesn't show up in your registry even though I know it's real, here's a picture of it. So PSA says to him, well, send us the card because something's wrong and we're going to figure it out. Now, question number one, why are you sending the card back to PSA? But we'll get back to that in a second. So the collector sends in the card and PSA gets back to them and says, your card is not a PSA 10 card. It was a clerical error. It's supposed to be a PSA 9. And so what they do at PSA is crack open the card, put it in a PSA 9 holder, and then send it back to the collector without compensating him for the mistake. And that's where you guys come in, because the title of the video is PSA robbed this collector of $2,200, because that's pretty much what happened. The PSA 10 San Bernardino card is worth around $2,500. Again, PSA could argue whatever they want because there are no real values right now in the market. And a PSA 9 is worth around $200. So the difference is around $2,000, which you would think PSA would owe the collector because there was a mistake on PSA's end. Except that's not true. And the reason is because this is not one of those assurances that you pay for. So this collector went to Reddit and said, PSA robbed me of $2,200 and you should be warned. And actually, I have an interview with Jeremy Lee, who wrote the book Pops and Comps, and this is what he had to say.
But PSA has a guarantee where they will guarantee you the grade of your card if it's in their slab, and you were not the submitter of the card. Well, that's really important. That's why I buy cards on the secondary market, because that's the only way I can get the PSA insurance. If I submit a card to PSA, I'm not entitled to their insurance. You have to buy it on the secondary market. That's why I don't submit to them, because it's a wonderful thing, Doc, for buying cards on the secondary market, because someone else has paid your insurance premiums for you. I love it. I mean, if you're sending cards into grading, you are paying for my insurance premiums for life. So thank you very much. You're the sucker.
And that seems to be the issue here. The collector sent the cards in himself to PSA, and because of that, because of the contract that you sign with PSA, which says that they will upcharge you because the card they believe is worth X amount of dollars, which again, they can do, although it's a scam to you, but it's an insurance policy on the secondary market. So if this collector had bought this card from someone else and sent it in the PSA and they said it's a clerical error, it's a 9, they would have owed him $2,000. But that's not what happened. PSA got the card back. They're like, no, this ain't a PSA 10, it's a PSA 9. You have no legal recourse because PSA can literally do whatever they want with the cards. They can, if you send them back, and this is the other thing that everybody needs to know, on reholstering your card, like basically going, like you have an old PSA holder, you want to send it in, you want to get a new one. Just be aware that PSA can regrade the card if they want, which means you could be sending in PSA 10s, PSA 9s, PSA 8s, and they can send it back to you in a new holder for a PSA 7, 6, 5, 4, all the way down to a PSA 1, or even and make it authentic, because now they're like, no, your card's trimmed. There you go. And so the guarantee only applies to the secondary market, does not apply to you. And if you didn't know that, that's why you're subscribed to this channel. So what's the moral of this story? Again, that's the thumbnail. What's the moral of this PSA story? And so here's the moral. Forget about the value of your cards unless you're trying to sell them. The reason this collector screwed himself is because he wanted to know, what are my cards worth, even though he's not planning on selling them. Stop worrying about the value because the value fluctuates. So who cares what the cards are worth right now if you're not selling them? You're just getting into the vanity of, well, I own X amount of, like, it doesn't matter. It's a collection. Just enjoy the cards. Don't worry about the value. Don't worry about the grade on the slab. Don't worry. Stop worrying and just enjoy your cards. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me. My name is Doc. If you're new here, this is the channel that makes sense of sports cards, and life. And I'll bring you another story pretty soon. Take care.